Hi! So today I'm going to be doing something brand new for me. I'm going to be talking about something that I actually know that maybe I can actually teach you a little bit about. How I learned how to play the guitar online without a guitar teacher. No, so I kind of want to talk about, what resources I used, how I stayed motivated, how I got to where I am. I wouldn't by any means say that I'm good now, so much as there's been notable progress, and I'm kind of proud to have gotten to where I have by myself and everyone on the internet. I want to show you something because I think it's important to how I actually got started. This was the first guitar I had. Back when I was 16, my friend who was a big metalhead gave this to me because he knew that I wanted to play guitar, and it pretty much sat around being untouched and still is untouched to this day. It's something. Who would use this? My friend, I guess. It honestly gave me no incentive to learn because it's not the instrument that I wanted to play. So, as I grew old, I was like, okay, I finally have some money I can spend, and in order for me to actually want to learn how to play this thing, it has to be something that I want to learn how to play, and I always wanted to learn how to play an acoustic guitar. When I was 4, my parents bought me a ukulele, thinking, oh, he's small. It's the same thing, just for a small person. It's not. Parents. Anyway, when I was 20, I got myself this. From there, I never looked back. For me, it was an acoustic, but if you want to play an electric guitar, then go get an electric guitar. On the internet, it says well, the strings are thick, so it's gonna hurt more to learn an acoustic. I suggest you try nylon strings or get an electric guitar because the frets are smaller. But fuck that. I'm rebelling. Get what you want to play, because if you don't want to play it, then you're not going to. And learning guitar at the beginning, it's not that easy, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? Don't marry the wrong woman, don't buy the wrong guitar, same thing. It's not the same thing, but you get it. I told you I know what I'm talking about. So once the guitar is actually purchased and it's in your hands, I got myself a tuner because I'm dense and didn't realize there was a tuner on top of my guitar. Literally never used it to this day. But yeah, definitely get a tuner. Because again, the experience at first is not easy. So you want to make it as easy and fun for yourself as you possibly can. Another tool I bought, it's funny, a tool can buy tools. What a world we live in. So the next tool I bought, I heard about this game called Rocksmith. You've probably heard of it. It's like Guitar Hero, remember that? Your guitar looks like this one, sort of. Rocksmith is supposed to be Guitar Hero, but with a real guitar. They have this 60-day challenge. You know I'm in for the first day of 60 and then I give up. I'm gonna try and stay on track in this video. Sometimes, I let my mind go. I don't have my phone, anyway. Anyway, what that game is, it introduces you to different chords and finger movements and everything through a game. Personally, would I suggest it? If you have $100 to blow, sure. Like I said, at first, if there's a fun way to learn something, go for it. But honestly, playing anything's better than not playing at all. So the most helpful initial resource that I got was this website called Justin Guitar. There's another one, it's similar, you can probably find it on YouTube, Andy Guitar. So pretty much just look up a name, put guitar after it, you'll get yourself to a website where they'll teach you how to play. But I thought Justin Guitar was really, really, really good. He starts off, he teaches you 3 chords, he teaches you E major, A major, and D major. And then the guy teaches you really basic songs that you can play. To be completely honest with you, they sound nothing like the songs. No, it's a great place to start. I'll get back to things I wish I had done differently, but first I want to get through what I did and how I got to where I am today. So what I did wasn't necessarily the most efficient way to do it, but it kind of worked for me. So once I had about 7 chords down, I started to learn songs using those chords. I'd go find videos on YouTube of how to play different songs, and you just kind of pick up on different techniques without realizing it through just playing songs. And the nice thing about guitar, and you'll learn this almost right away, techniques used in one song are usually transferable to a bunch of different songs. What I kind of abandoned was the traditional form of practicing, and I feel like you'd be kind of more forced into it if you're learning guitar like through a guitar teacher. I don't know that they force you learn, but they'd probably encourage that. For me, it didn't really matter. What's the point I'm trying to make here? You're probably wondering. It's that once I knew how to play a few songs, like I'd try experimenting with like the fingering. I'm 13, by the way, in case you didn't know. The finger picking. I'd implement some finger picking techniques from one song onto like new chords. Through that, I'd kind of get my own songs. Then through writing songs, I kind of became limited and they all started to sound the same because I only knew about the 7 or 8 chords. So then I'd revisit the original website, learn some new chords, and then I'd start learning new finger picking techniques. And just like, yeah, gradually over time, you kind of build your repertoire of abilities. And before you know it, you can play a bunch of songs and you can write your own songs. So yeah, music theory, on that note, it really depends on what your goals with learning guitar are. Like if you want to study guitar in school, obviously music theory is going to be essential. It's important to avoid the stuff that discourages you at first. But yeah, no, so once I built a love for this and I knew I wasn't going to ditch it, I started revisiting things that I'd previously hated doing, like bar chords. It sucks, but since I have the other stuff to fall back on, I'm still enjoying it. Yeah. It's also important to play along with songs that you're trying to play. But another thing I did early on, I found a friend. He was better than me. I guess it's actually good to play with both those slightly worse than you and those better than you, because through teaching you further familiarize yourself with what you know, and by playing with better people they can recommend things that like they did or they wish they had done differently, and they can show you new things which wouldn't even occur to you to want to learn. And it's fun. What I've learned about people who play the guitar is generally super supportive. You get to play in front of your friends, it's awesome. And if you have the courage to, you know, go do a coffee house, go do an open mic night. I think that's mostly everything. So to summarize and make sure that I hit everything, don't go straight for learning songs. It's good to know at least some fundamentals, but it's important that you're also having fun. By just doing the scales, you're not gonna have fun. And if you're not having fun, why are you gonna do it? Unless, like, you know, your parents are forcing you to learn! It's important, especially since you're learning online and you don't have a teacher to, like, sway you in a certain direction. You should kind of keep track. And once you lose track, you'll see your progress slow. And I personally saw that. But again, I'm definitely better than I was a year ago. And I think I'll be better a year from now just by playing. It's important to set goals for yourself. Who do you want to be? Where do you want to go with the guitar? For me, honestly, it was just, I was into a bunch of bands and still am, where like the guitar was king. Is that something someone says other than like your grandparents? But yeah, no, and then I was like, so I want to be able to play their songs. And then once you reach a certain point, your goals kind of expand. Like I never am satisfied by where I'm at. And I don't think I ever will be, because there's always upwards to go. Is that a sentence? Ask your teacher. Ask your guitar teacher. What was next in my summary? Set goals, stay hungry, thirsty, whatever. Remember to do the boring stuff a little bit, but make sure you're having fun. Honestly, how corny is that? Rocksmith, yousician. For me, it wasn't an effective way of learning, and I'll explain to you why. Picture you're playing Guitar Hero. Turn the screen off, and then try and play one of the songs you were playing again. So that's that. On to things I wish I had done differently. I never actually completed like the guitar course, because once I got to a level where I was able to reach outside of the course, I kind of lost track of it. I started doing things that were too fun and stopped doing the technical crap that's boring. Another thing I wish I'd done differently. Don't hide from things you can't do. That's my advice for life, not just learning the guitar. Like, learn how to do it. Don't just stay away from what makes you uncomfortable. That's pretty deep. At first, it's the hardest thing. You'll be blocking up your chords, but eventually it's so easy. Yeah, just do the stuff you thought you can't. Don't be ashamed of the beginning. You gotta start somewhere. I'm literally like a cat poster of motivational quotes, aren't I? Makes sense, I'm a pussy. Get an instrument. This is honestly the most important thing. I can't stress it enough. Get an instrument you like. Don't buy a cheap guitar from Costco. You're gonna hate it. It's not gonna sound good. It's gonna be harder to play. Don't do it. If it's all you have and like you literally have no other way of getting a better one, have you seen Coco, how he plays that guitar and it works for him? Then absolutely go for it. And if it works for you, I'm not gonna tell you what doesn't work for you. For the sake of repeating myself, but making sure the point comes across, it's hard at first. It is. I remember like doing the changes and being like, well, I'm way out of... It's hard. It's not an easy thing to do at first. So you want to make it as easy for yourself as you possibly can. Okay, I'm rambling at this point. I'm just kind of having fun reminiscing. Hopefully you got something out of this. I genuinely tried to be helpful this time around. Alright, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.